Best spending options for those that want to get themselves 7-star Red Guardian, 7-star Red Deadpool, why not? And also some of the other things that you can get as a result of this particular event as well. And just where you can have like a bit of a budget, get something back from this. So this is more for spenders because I've done free-to-play coverage for Valiant to Paragon to Thronebreaker. I don't think I'll do anything like less than that because of time, and the spreadsheet work has just been excessive. And anyway, let's just get into what you can spend to what you can get back and how much more you might have to spend in order to get somewhere further. So some statements for me on stuff. Spend as you see fit. Don't feel obliged to like spend like a lot. Spend if you want to spend. Like, thanks for helping it to prop up the game. That's the facts. I don't spend, and as I said, props to anybody that's able to and has expendable income to do so. Buy in the web store first because you do get better value, and also it's important for the milestone tracker. So Kabam get a better cut, because before it's like Google and iTunes get a cut that's just really bad for games developers. Prioritize deals that will improve your roster or get you to forming things quicker. That's just a normal thing. That's just in general, and that is of course to do with the pool shield purchases. There's technically, if you've got the 1.57 mil free, then you'll only need 430,000 pool shields to clear all the in-game milestones. I emphasize that because that's not technically, there's something that appears, which we'll find out in a minute, and that's estimated at $629.91. If you buy through the web store, that's not the case. It's a lot lower, but it depends. Not everyone can buy through the web store. And the final thing is, if you want yourself, final two things, if you want yourself a 6-star Deadpool, it will cost you about $60, including your 23 market points that you can farm for free, and also the 1.57 mil you get free as well. If you want to find out if you just spend $99, say that's your budget, it might be a little bit less, it might be a lot more. Then of course we've got a $60 there, we've got a $99 there, and that will give you, because if you buy off the web store, you'll get a load more units, and you'll get 2.8 million pool shields for your trouble, and you can spend that. Okay, so that's the first part of the video. Let's expand on some of those areas, because there's a literal and Drax way to kind of look at stuff, and so in game at this moment in time, we've got a load of discount shed pool shield spending options and various different bundles. So of course you can choose what you want to buy. And out of curiosity and out of like interest to you all, the extent of how much you spend in this store is a lot more than what the milestone tracker is. The milestone tracker, as we said, is 15 mil. So the more you spend pool shields, the more you'll get. You're guaranteed in getting the 1.5 mil, which is this one right here, the free 5-star, which also gives a Platinum Palooza crystal as well. So yes, if you want yourself the 6-star Deadpool, it's a bit of a different story to it in its acquisition. Then you can actually, I think, dupe it possibly, but I didn't actually kind of consider that as well. Then of course it's like, oh, 500k, well great, but like you still need more to get more the milestone to then kind of get the stuff. Anyway, if you were to buy everything in store, it would equate to about 36.8 mil, just over it. That's not technically correct, because if you look at the extent of something being unlimited, then well, that's like unlimited purchases. It just doesn't technically make sense, but technically doesn't based on the literal sense of it. It's unlimited. Well, it's not 36 mil. It could be more than that, isn't it? But you're not necessarily going to buy some of the stuff that's on the lower downs things, and that's just how that goes at the end of the day. So with all that being true, and to a degree, and what you actually want to buy, that's your spending elements to what you actually want, is going to be another thing. If you want to get tier 3 alpha, tier 4 alpha, and yes, that's the Valiant store, then go do it. But only buy the stuff that you think is going to be beneficial for you if you are spending a lot of money in the game. If you're spending a good amount, then you can get a load of stuff. Like, shout out to Logan, who got everything and like had some poolies left over, like got just so much. I ended up getting like, he said like 2 rank 4s from this. Like, nice. Okay, that's great to pick up. And there was some great value on offer if you were wanting to spend. It does give me a bit of a worry about how the banquet event is going to go, because basically Kabam have blown their load on depreciation. So by the time we get to the end of the year, and a lot more people have rank 4s, rank 3 7 stars, and they put out some like chase milestones for it, I'm sure that it'll be like, yeah, like that's not great. But I hope to be wrong. I hope to be wrong. It's just the Kabam are giving better stuff now, so therefore, if they keep it the same in December, then we got a problem. The same thing with Cyber Weekend deals. If they're not kind of like, if they're the same as this, I don't know what people will kind of go and say. Especially if you're spending and you've got lots of rank 4 7 stars. Anyway, that's another story for another day, and that's very spender orientated in thought. So spending, in-game and web store. If you were to buy everything in-game and the web store, it would cost you, I think that's right, $1,569, and you get 20.3 or nearly 20.4 million pool shields. In theory, let's go with that's potentially the case. It might actually be more because I think in-game the cost of things is a bit more. I could be wrong. Well, it's balanced for me, but it's like it's very country orientated. Your currency is different to mine, and of course the same thing when it comes to progression. That may be another kind of factor as well that I've got to consider, which I didn't consider, but you've got to consider so much when it comes to this game. So what does it work out as? You've got to buy in the web. Like if you've got an opportunity, get in the web store, right? The web store. For the further you go down with your shields, you actually get 5.72 mil altogether with that. $580 spent because you save the $20 on the market points you get for free if you claim in store. This all kind of like goes to a finishing point of Red Guardian spend process here. So the way I've kind of like tipped this is the following. You get 1.57 million free shields. You get the Allfather Web by 4 times, that'll be $400. The milestone track would, because you spent up to a certain degree, that's actually changed. It's not, it's the full amount because you buy also I should have put that in a different order, but I think people will understand, like if you buy the treasure, the briefcase, the treasure being bought 4 times, then that adds up to $629.91. Okay. That clears you the in-game milestones, but it's not theoretically correct. The theoretical correctness of this could be down to, well, yeah, you said spend $600, Rich. Well, yes, for the in-game portion, but if you want to get the dupe, then buy then of course you kind of like get what you get. But if you want to spend less, then buy in the web store because it's cheaper. $290 cheaper. Yeah, it is. I had to get a second guess and I thought, oh no. So yes, at like $300 spent in the web store, you get the 7-star Deadpool and you get the 7-star Red Guardian there. So it's just for the dupe really. If you want the dupe, then you've got to go further. You've got to go right to the very end because you've got to go and collect that 1.86 mil there. So that kind of like, it puts a lot of pressure on you making those decisions. If you're strictly going in game, then that again makes it more trickier and probably makes it financially unviable. So you will have to kind of you're going to have to fill yourself in a web store. Because here's an example here. If we remove the web store volume, we go web store gone there, web store gone there, web store gone there, web store gone there. It's 10 mil, 10.9 mil. So it looks like in theory, without the web store, you're kind of buggered. Because even if you add your 1.57 mil, it will kind of like put you less in what you need. Oh, yeah, if you remove that there. Sorry, I forgot it's even worse. So that included the free pool shield. So yes, that would be the free pool shield. You still need to find, what is it, like 20k, 420k. Don't second guess myself. 420k you'll need in order to do that if you're strictly going through the in-game store. So of course creates a problem. You know, you gotta make a decision about if you want it via in-game and try and get your web store working, because that's where you're going to see the better opportunity. More likely with that $400 access to the Red Guardian. But if you want to low spend and grabbing up some stuff, then you can get the 6-star version of Deadpool without any kind of like great issue. We said it's about $60, I think, when it works out with it. Let's just find out. There's the 6-star version and 100 market points. Take Yeah, but it's through the market. Market is more expensive for the 6-star Deadpool, but effectively all you'll need is an extra 400 and something K, which if I remember rightly, you actually do about here, there where my cursor is there. So yeah, like it's weird. The 6-star Deadpool is cheaper to access from the in-game climbing a milestone than it would be to get the dupe or get the champion for the first time via the system of the milestone track. Very odd, but it is what it is. Are you spending in-game? Are you not? Of course, there's free-to-play stuff out there, and that's what we're talking about a lot on the channel. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.